Hello and welcome to the Guarantee Network. We cover stories that are interesting to our viewers, and we deliver content with detailed analysis. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It helps the algorithms, and we are grateful that you are a part of the Guarantee community. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Anthony John Spilotro, nicknamed Tony the Ant, was an American mobster and high-ranking member of the Chicago outfit who operated in Las Vegas during the 1970s and 80s. Spilotro managed the outfit's illegal casino profits, the skim, when four of the casinos, the Stardust, the Fremont, the Hacienda, and the Marina, were managed by Frank "Lefty" Rosenthal, replacing outfit member John Roselli. He was also the leader of the Hole in the Wall gang, a burglary crew he formed when he moved to Las Vegas in 1971. Spilotro eventually ran afoul of his superiors in Chicago over his handling of their Las Vegas concerns, and they arranged his murder on June 14, 1986. Spilotro's criminal career was detailed in Nicholas Pileggi's true crime book Casino, and served as the basis for the character Nicky Santoro in Martin Scorsese's adaptation of that book by the same name in 1995. Early life. Anthony Spilotro was born on May 19, 1938, in Chicago, Illinois, the fourth of six children to Pasquale "Patsy" Spilotro Sr. and Antoinette Spilotro. He attended Burbank Elementary School in his childhood and entered Steinmetz High School in 1953. Spilotro's father had emigrated from Triggiano, province of Bari, Italy, and had arrived at Ellis Island in 1914. Both parents ran Patsy's restaurant, which was frequented by mobsters such as Sam Giancana, Jackie the Lackey Cerrone, Gus Alex, and Francesco Frank the Enforcer Nitti. Spilotro and four of his brothers, John, Vincent, Victor, and Michael, became involved in criminal activity starting at an early age. After the deaths of Spilotro and Michael, Victor would be inducted into the Chicago outfit a year later in 1987. The remaining brother, Patrick Pasquale Jr., became a dentist. Spilotro started his criminal career alongside his boyhood friend of Frank Collada, engaging in theft, burglary, and murder. Spilotro was nicknamed Tony the Ant by the media after FBI Special Agent William Romer publicly referred to him as "that little pissant." Since the media could not use pissant, they changed it to the Ant. The Hole in the Wall gang. In 1971, Spilotro moved to Las Vegas to help oversee the local concerns of the Chicago outfit, which controlled four casinos on the Las Vegas Strip: the Stardust, the Fremont, the Hacienda, and the Marina. Bored with his new assignment, Spilotro formed a burglary crew, later dubbed the Hole in the Wall gang. The crew got its name from its penchant for drilling through the exterior walls and ceilings of the locations they burglarized. In early 1979, Collada moved to Las Vegas to join Spilotro. On July 4, 1981, the Hole in the Wall gang robbed Bertha's Gifts and Home Furnishings on East Sahara Avenue. The robbery was a bust as much of the gang was arrested, including Collada, Joe Blasco, Leo Guardino, Ernest Davino, Lawrence Newman, and Wayne Matecki, each charged with burglary, conspiracy to commit burglary, attempted grand larceny, and possession of burglary tools. Around this time, Spilotro had an affair with Jerry McGee, the wife of Frank "Lefty" Rosenthal, whose casinos Spilotro had been sent to oversee. In 1982, Collada was imprisoned and approached by the FBI with a wiretap of Spilotro talking with someone about having to clean our dirty laundry, which Collada took as an insinuated contract on his life. Due to this, in July 1982, Collada finalized an agreement with the prosecutors. In September 1983, Spilotro was indicted for conspiracy and obstruction of justice in the Sherwin Jerry Listener murder and released on a $100,000 bail. At a trial in October 1983, Collada admitted that he was involved in over 300 crimes, including 4 murders, perjury, robberies, and burglaries. He also testified that Spilotro, his boss in Las Vegas, ordered him to make a telephone call that lured one of the 1962 murder victims, William McCarthy, to a fast food restaurant. McCarthy and James Miraglia were found dead in the trunk of a car on May 14, 1962. McCarthy's head had been placed in a vise and his throat slashed, while Miraglia was strangled. Spilotro was acquitted later that year. Spilotro's defense attorney was future Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman. Death and aftermath. Spilotro and his brother Michael disappeared on June 14, 1986, after they drove away together from Michael's Oak Park home. Michael's wife, Anne, reported both brothers missing on June 16. Michael's car, a 1986 Lincoln, was recovered several days later in a motel parking lot near O'Hare International Airport. On June 22, their bodies were found, one on top of the other and stripped down to their undershorts, buried in a cornfield in the Willow Slough Preserve near Enos, Indiana. The freshly turned earth had been noticed by a farmer who thought that the remains of a deer killed out of season had been buried there by a poacher and notified authorities. An autopsy completed on June 24th identified their cause of death as blunt force trauma and ascertained that they had been dead since June 14. They were identified by dental charts supplied by their dentist brother, Patrick Spilotro. The two were buried in a family plot at Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Hillside, Illinois, on June 27th. The Spilotro brothers' fate had been sealed in January 1986. In the wake of the imprisonment of Joseph Ayupa and John Cerrone for skimming Las Vegas casino profits, a meeting was held that month at the Czech Lodge in North Riverside, Illinois. Most of the upper echelon were there, including outfit boss Tony "Joe Batters" Accardo. Accardo decided to appoint Samuel Carlisi as the street boss, in charge of outfit operations to replace Ayupa. Carlisi told the group that Accardo would stay on as consigliere and would have the final say, as well as Gus Alex staying head of the connection guys. He then went on to the first problem, Spilotro, and how things had gone down since he took over Vegas. Mobster and mob enforcer Rocco Infelice said, "Hit him." Everyone else at the meeting agreed. After his murder, Spilotro was replaced in Las Vegas by Donald, the Wizard of Odds Angelini. Although the original report stated the Spilotros were beaten and buried in the Enos, Indiana cornfield, mobster Nicholas Calabrese testified at the Operation Family Secrets in 2007 that the brothers were killed in a Bensonville, Illinois basement first, where the Spilotros believed Michael would be inducted into the outfit. Then their bodies were transported to the cornfield. According to court testimony, when Tony entered the basement and realized what was about to occur, he asked if he could say a prayer. No arrests were made until April 25, 2005, when 14 members of the Chicago outfit, including reputed boss James Marcello, were indicted for 18 murders, including the Spilotros. The suspected murderers included Capo Albert Tocco from Chicago Heights, Illinois, who was sentenced to 200 years in prison in 1990 after his wife testified against him. She testified that in 1986, she drove her husband from an Indiana cornfield where he told her he had just buried Spilotro. On May 18, 2007, the star witness in the government's case against the 14 Chicago mob figures, Nicholas Calabrese, pleaded guilty to taking part in a conspiracy that included 18 murders. Under heavy security, Calabrese admitted that he took part in planning or carrying out 14 of the murders, including the Spilotro killings. He became the key witness against his brother, Frank Calabrese Sr., and other major mob figures charged in the government's family secrets trial. Calabrese agreed to testify after the FBI showed him DNA evidence linking him to the murder of fellow hitman John Feccarotta, who was also allegedly involved in the Spilotro slayings. In September 2007, Frank Calabrese Sr. and 4 other men, Marcello, Joseph Lombardo, Paul the Indian Shiro, and former Chicago police officer Anthony Twan Doyle, were convicted of mob-related crimes. On September 27, 2007, Marcello was found guilty by a federal jury in the murders of both Spilotro brothers. On February 5, 2009, Marcello was sentenced to life imprisonment for the Spilotro murders, and United States District Judge James Zagel, agreeing with the presentation made by federal prosecutor Marcus Funk, also found Marcello responsible for the D'Andrea murder as well, even though the jury had deadlocked on that count. On March 26, 2009, Nicholas Calabrese was sentenced to 12 years and 4 months imprisonment. In a 2010 interview with Maxim magazine, while promoting the opening of the Las Vegas mob experience at the Tropicana Hotel, Tony Spilotro's son Vincent claimed that the real target of those who killed the Spilotro brothers was Michael Spilotro, and that Tony was killed to prevent any revenge. suspect in gangland slayings. By the time of his death in 1986, the FBI suspected Spilotro was involved in 22 or 25 murders, including those of Sam DiStefano on April 14, 1973, former Chicago outfit boss Sam Giancana on June 19, 1975, William McCarthy and James Miraglia, and William Action Jackson. Thank you for watching. Please come back for more exciting and informative videos. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for your support and liking our channel.